welcome back to Roger That Garage. Today I am going to be installing a built 904 transmission here in my 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. I had it built up pretty good, I guess, for a 904. It is the original numbers matching transmission for this car. It failed on me when I first put this car together because somebody rebuilt it and didn't do a very good job. I'm gonna take a couple days here. We got another snowstorm coming in, so I thought it'd be a good time to work in the shop and get this transmission swapped out. So here we go. Here's the transmission all built up and ready to go in. It's got a higher stall converter in it, around 2,000 RPMs is what I was told. Not real high, but a little better than stock. So I've actually never driven anything with a high stall torque converter, so that'll be fun to check it out. It's got a heavy duty shift kit, red line clutches, all new bushings and seals. So yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, it's a numbers matching transmission, which I know doesn't really make it more valuable, but it's cool. Why would I build a 904 and not a 727? Well, for a couple reasons. Because it's original, numbers matching, like I said a couple times. I like how they're lighter weight than the 727. I don't really ever plan on making this a race car or a high horsepower car, so I like how this is lighter weight and takes less horsepower to turn. I kind of like the theme of the car has been kind of lightweight, keeping it lightweight, small block, light transmission, more of a performing handling car. All I do is just try to stay one level above mediocre here. Alright, the fish is flying now. We can actually get a good view of the suspension and everything. There's the boxed in lower control arms. The adjustable strut rods, sway bar. Got the torsion bars. Oh, the adjustable tie rods. I mean, with the whatever you call those, Bilstein shocks. Get some lighting underneath here. Maybe I'll do that. There's a gooey old junkyard 904 I threw in it just to get me through last summer. See the custom built exhaust system, magnaflow mufflers with TTI tailpipes and tips, 8 3/4 rear end, Sure Grip 323. 1 year ago I was doing the paint on this car, and a year before that, which is 2 years ago, I was doing all the metal work, replacing the quarters, trunk floor, tail panels, trunk floor extensions, fixing some damage on the front fenders. And then the year before that, 3 years ago, right now, I was dropping this. Well, I had the motor and transmission already, but this car had never been together since we've had it. So I was building out the engine bay and getting everything in it so to make it just run, just not really getting it right, just getting it running. It was in primer with a 20-year-old crappy paint body job done to it. I'll tell you more about that, but it was they put these terrible patch panels on the back and just painted over. It was terrible. Had to redo all of that, but I won't show you the rear valence too much. It was a pain to get it what it is today, but all right. I think I'll pull the driveline out of it, drop the exhaust a little bit. I did this, I put this transmission, pulled that one out, put this one in June last year, so it took me 2 evenings to do, so it's fairly fresh in my mind still. So I will get to it. Here's the old drum and band that came out of it. See, there's zero material on there, it's just straight metal. You can see where it was starting to just eat into it. And this actually seized up on me briefly when the transmission went out. It was welding itself together. I don't know how long the clutch material's been gone, or the fiber or whatever, off that band, but yeah, this is shot. And then I kept this planetary. See, those teeth are just shot, splines, whatever you call them. So just cracked the pan first, get it drained out so it doesn't dump out of the tail shaft as I lower it and stuff. I tried to be a good Mopar boy and I blacked out behind the grill there. I know the radiator isn't black. Maybe I should have painted it, but I don't know. See? Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage and Tom from Rocket Restorations would be proud, I think. I'm kind of wishing maybe I should have painted this engine Chrysler blue instead of Hemi orange, but I mean, that's what it was originally, but I don't know. It looks faster and more powerful when it's orange, right? All right, I got the driveline out. Just pulled the starter out of the way. Interesting note, that starter is the original starter out of the Dodge Dakota with the 3.9 liter V6. I kind of believe in using OEM things, you know, as long as they last. I could have thrown a new starter in, but is an older used OEM part better than a Chinese reproduction or whatever part? I think so. Got the low car kickdown cable disconnected. The neutral safety switch wire, shift linkage. Doing the torque converter bolts right now. I just love how accessible and simple everything is. I mean, look at the bell housing bolts up there. So easy to get to. That's one reason why I love these old cars. They're just so simple. That's kind of why I like to keep them more original. I really love these cars because they're classic nostalgia. I have an appreciation for the way things were, how they used to be. I'm not really that much into resto mod stuff, adding all the complication and all that. So moving right along. Got the cooler lines off, just kind of letting it bleed out. I'll probably blow those out just to get the old fluid out of there. All the torque converter bolts are out. Had to pull the oil filter off so I can get to that one bell housing bolt. Up there, I still have the Magnum style oil filter on it, which fits just fine actually. It's just a little bit tight, but not too bad. I can get to it from back here, easy enough. Once this is done leaking, all I got left to do is the cross member and the bell housing bolts, and it is out. Oh yeah, one tip for a Magnum swap. To run a 904 with a Magnum and a mini starter, I had to trim the block right there. You can see that shiny spot on that casting. Had to grind that, sand that down. I think I just used a flap wheel or a carbide actually. Maybe I used a carbide. Had to trim that down so that starter would fit up on there. But I did that and it works great, so getting there. Look who just pulled up. My brother from another mother. 72 Roadrunner. Woo! Freedom! It's the next day, and as predicted, there's a pretty good snowstorm going on outside. It's actually our first one of the year, which is very late for being late February. So I'm gonna get the shop warmed up, get this bullet heater fired up in my oil burner, and we're gonna get to work and stabbing this transmission back in the Barracuda. Look at my haircut. Finally cleaned up. Alright, I got the shop warmed up to a balmy 45 degrees. Transmission's all ready to go. Got the correct shift linkages kicked down. Speedometer gear. It's ready to stab underneath here. It'll have its stock factory transmission. Again, built one. Alright, transmission is in. Torque converter is torqued. Torque converter bolts are on. That's a fancy flex plate that actually came on that 360 LA right there I bought a few years ago. So that was a nice score. Went really smooth. Cross members all in. Just gotta hook up all the little things. I think I'm actually going to swap out the pan off of the old transmission, because that pan was the one that was on this originally, and it's black and better looking, so I'm going to swap that out. Okay, I got the original pan back on. I'm sorry I say original a lot in these videos. I'm even starting to annoy myself, but the speedometer cable, all the linkages up, hooked up and everything, starter's back on. All I got left to do, I forgot to get some new gaskets from when I got the ATF. I'm gonna run to town and get some of those. These bolts in the cross members I had like metric nuts on them and they're not very good, so I'm gonna just buy some new bolts at the hardware store. But just those bolts and the flange gaskets here, and she's ready to go on the ground. Unfortunately, it's not a very good day to test drive it, but I'll get it all started up, check for leaks today, and then either tomorrow or Saturday we'll take it for a test drive. Alright, everything is completely buttoned up. Exhaust back together, drive lines in, new bolts in the cross member. We're ready to drop it down on the ground and fill it up with some ATF and check for leaks. Alright, got it running. Just checking for leaks. Everything's looking good. Everything's not leaking so far, so we'll check the fluid, put it in gear, make sure the wheels spin, and then when the road conditions are good, we'll give it a test drive. Alright, it's a few days later. I'm finally going to take the Cuda out on a good test drive with this new fully built transmission. All I was able to do is drive it from the shop over to my house because there was a lot of snow and it was just not good conditions. So, and I did drive it up and down the road real quick, but it was taking forever to shift into third gear. So, but I found out that the kickdown cable was way too tight on it. For some reason, I don't know what's different on this. The little cable hold down thing's a little different or something, position, than the other transmission. So I got that adjusted to about full travel at wide open throttle on the kickdown, like kind of like how it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna take it for a good test drive. It's sunny and snow's all gone, so see how it goes. But first, actually, we're gonna stop and my buddy with the 72 Roadrunner, Jess, is gonna drive along, follow us. So we'll stop and pick him up real quick. All right, here's a closer look at Jess's 1972 Plymouth Roadrunner. Everything you see here is all done by him. All the paint, body, the engine. Why don't you tell us what it is?
It's a 1972 Plymouth Barracuda, Roadrunner.
It originally was a 400 and a 4-speed. This is an actual Roadrunner.
When I bought it out of Mississippi, the dude didn't have the 400, but it came with a 1972 440 block, which I had redone. Aluminum heads,
440
aluminum
source
intake,
heads,
800 CFM metal block,
AVS2. It's running about how much compression?
10.5 to 1.
And about how much lift on the cam?
5.0 something.
550 something, mid fives.
It's 440source.com's like mild cam, which for a non-stroked engine is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet sounding running car. And he's got a 5-speed. What do they call those transmissions? TKX? TKX 5-speed.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Dana 60 rear end with a nice limited slip.
American powertrain. Yeah.
So it's pretty, very
well
built
on
car.
it. It's just like the old pistol grip, except mine has a 5 on it.
Had to do all this work to the floor to get the location in the right spot.
Yes, sir.
Have to go into more depth. This car was a mess, but let's do a cold start.
Okay. Probably gonna die just because we're on video. Gasoline up to that carburetor.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll do a little burnout for us. There we go.
Shifts into the second pretty quick, but then it takes a while to get to third, and it's like when you let off, then it shifts. So maybe I need to get some more slack on the kick down. But the converter seems a little bit kind of like stock, a little tight still. Which I don't know, a little bit more stall I guess would be fun. It is a little better than stock, but I guess I gotta get some more miles on it. But yeah, it's got really nice, firm, hard shifts. So that is good. Maybe I'll get on it here. It's kind of hard. starting to kick down. But it shifts hard, shifts real nice, real firm, no slipping, so that's good. Alright, I'm gonna come to a stop and get on it pretty hard and see how it shifts. It's like it's already in second. Try manually shifting it. Now I'm getting on the highway and see how it feels. Two. $2,900 it shifted to 3.
Barrel to do something here. There you go. Yeah, throttle cable slips off the linkage sometimes. Yeah, we're good.
With the kick down cable, low car. The cable's just too short, so I'm out of adjustment. So I had to modify the little bracket and stuff to get a little bit more play out of the cable. So I did that, and so far it's feeling good. It's shifting 1, 2, 3 like it was before. It wasn't revving way up and then having to let off. So I don't know if you guys have these same cars, if they're the same, but I know that the standard is a wide open throttle. The travel on the kickdown is supposed to be all the way to the end, but I don't know if it's the radiuses or the ratios or whatever, but it likes to have like a good 1/4 inch at least of extra travel on the cable. It doesn't like to bottom out all the way. So yeah, I'm gonna drive a little bit and see how it goes. 2. slipping anymore. Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode. I've got the kick down tuned pretty much where I want it. Shifting great. Nice, really firm shifts. Especially when you step on it, it kicks down, it shifts quick, firm, doesn't slip at all, so that's great. So that pretty much completes the build I had in mind on this car. So, I mean, I'd like to maybe put a little bit hotter cam in it eventually, maybe a little looser torque converter. Torque converter does feel pretty tight like stock, but I don't know. Just gonna drive it the way it is all summer. Maybe this fall, or maybe I still would like to put the bench seat in it. Get a bench seat reupholstered and put in it. So just a few refinements and cosmetic, but overall the build on this car is pretty much complete now. Got it about where I want it, so it's exciting. Got the whole spring and summer season ahead of us. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. It's always fun to hear feedback and all that. So yeah, just appreciate it. Over and out.